In the 1970s, Venezuela was richer than most of Europe. It had the largest proven oil reserves on Earth, more than Saudi Arabia, more than Iran, more than Iraq. Middle-class families flew to Miami just to shop. Caracas was filled with skyscrapers, luxury malls, and global brands. People called it Saudi Venezuela. And then, something went terribly wrong. In a single generation, this wealthy nation collapsed into one of the worst economic disasters in modern history. Its currency lost nearly all value. Savings vanished. Millions fled the country. This was not caused by war, not by natural disaster. It was caused by decisions. And in 2025, as governments around the world print trillions of dollars, Venezuela's story carries a warning that still matters. Stay until the end, because this pattern has destroyed empires before. Venezuela's oil story begins in the early 20th century. By the 1950s, it had become one of the world's top oil exporters. In the 1970s, oil prices exploded and Venezuela struck gold. By 1977, oil made up 95% of export revenue. Per capita income reached levels higher than Spain and Italy. The country joined OPEC. Money poured in. The government expanded everything: free education, free healthcare, heavy subsidies on fuel and food. For a while, it worked. But beneath the surface, Venezuela made one critical mistake. It built its entire economy on a single resource, oil, and assumed high prices would last forever. In 1999, Hugo Chavez came to power. He promised fairness, equality, and a new economic model. Oil was nationalized. The state took control of key industries. At first, results looked positive. Poverty fell. Social programs expanded. But something else happened quietly. Economic power, especially control over money, became centralized. Independent institutions weakened. Private investment slowed. When oil prices were high, these problems stayed hidden. But when oil prices fell, reality arrived fast. In 2014, global oil prices collapsed almost overnight. This was the moment of truth. Countries usually respond in two ways: cut spending or create money. Venezuela chose the second. Instead of reform, the government filled the gap by expanding the money supply. The central bank began printing bolivars at an extreme pace. This decision changed everything. Inflation accelerated rapidly. 2016, over 800%. 2017, thousands of percent. 2018, inflation reached levels rarely seen outside history books. Prices changed daily, then hourly. A salary earned in the morning could not buy food by evening. Cash lost practical value. Savings were erased. The bolivar didn't just weaken, it collapsed. By 2019, the currency had lost more than 99.999% of its value. This is what hyperinflation looks like when trust disappears. The damage went far beyond prices. Hospitals lacked medicine. Infrastructure decayed. Skilled workers left the country. Over 7 million Venezuelans emigrated, one of the largest peacetime migrations in history. Economists estimate the total destruction of wealth, lost GDP, savings, productivity at the modern equivalent of $8 to $10 trillion. Not because the country was poor, but because money stopped functioning. This was not the first time this happened. Ancient Rome diluted its silver coins. Spain flooded Europe with New World silver. The Mongol Empire overissued paper money. Each time, the pattern was the same: too much money chasing trust that no longer existed. Venezuela followed the same path, just faster. So here's the question Americans ask in 2025. Can this happen to the United States? America has debt. America prints money. America runs deficits. But there are key differences.
The Federal Reserve is institutionally independent. Inflation targets exist. Interest rates are used to slow excess demand. Most importantly, the U.S. economy is diversified. Technology, manufacturing, finance, energy, and global trust still exists. The dollar is strong because America is not perfect. It is strong because institutions still matter. Venezuela's collapse teaches one core lesson. Money is not just paper or numbers, it is trust. Once trust is broken, printing more only accelerates the fall. Empires don't collapse when they become poor. They collapse when confidence disappears. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Venezuela was once one of the richest nations on earth. Its story is not meant to mock, it is meant to warn, because the fate of money has shaped every empire in history. And in a world of trillion-dollar decisions, understanding that pattern matters more than ever. If this changed how you see money, hit like. Comment below. Could hyperinflation ever return in the modern world? Subscribe. Next episode.